Imagine surviving the sinking of the Titanic, then surviving the sinking of another massive ship. Violet Jessop is the woman who survived death 3 times at sea and lived to tell. Violet was born in Argentina in 1887. As a child, she nearly died from tuberculosis. When Violet turned 21, she became a stewardess with the White Star Line to support her family. Her first brush with disaster came in 1911. Violet was working aboard the RMS Olympic when it collided with a British warship, tearing a massive hole in its hull. Panic erupted, passengers screamed, and water rushed in. Miraculously, the ship managed to limp back to port without sinking. Violet survived, shaken but unharmed. Most people would have quit right there and never set foot on a ship again. But Violet needed the job, so she stayed. Just a year later, she was assigned to a brand new ship that had never sailed before, the RMS Titanic. On the night of April 14th, 1912, she was in her cabin when she felt a violent shudder. Then came the frantic orders, women and children to the lifeboats. Violet calmly helped terrified, non-English speaking passengers find their way to the deck. As the ship tilted dangerously, she was ordered into lifeboat 16. Just before it was lowered, an officer thrust a baby into her arms. From the freezing darkness of the Atlantic, she watched in horror as the unsinkable Titanic broke in two and vanished beneath the waves. More than 1,500 people died that night. Violet lived. During World War I, she served as a nurse aboard the HMHS Britannic, the Titanic's sister ship, converted into a hospital vessel. In 1916, a massive explosion shook the ship. It had struck an underwater mine and began sinking incredibly fast, nearly twice as fast as the Titanic. As lifeboats were being lowered, 2 of them were sucked into the ship's giant, churning propellers. Violet had to jump overboard to save herself, but the current pulled her down, and her head smashed against the ship's keel. She thought she was going to die, but somehow she resurfaced, bleeding and barely conscious. Again, she had survived. After 3 catastrophic events, you'd think she would have stayed on land forever. But Violet Jessop returned to the sea and continued working on ships for decades. She eventually retired to a quiet life in England and passed away in 1971. She wasn't a celebrity. She wasn't trying to be a hero. Thanks for watching.